And we're here at the Ontario Regiment Museum with the CVRT Striker again. So Chris, can you tell me what you guys have been doing and what's going to happen today?
Yes, we last week when you weren't here, we drained the coolant out of the engine because it was contaminated. The freeze point was only -12. So what we did do is we drained it. Now we've just filled the system this morning, and we're about to run the engine, try and bleed what air we can out through the bleeder valves on the engine. And then after that, we're going to see if we can move the tank forward and backwards to get the oil levels checked in the road wheels.
Okay, so we'll check back with you again later.
Yep. Yep, that's cool.
Oh yeah, I'm getting the air and coolant coming in here.
There's nothing going on here.
Nothing. Give it a poke in there.
Oh, here. Your air coming out now. There goes the coolant.
So full choke, a little bit of gas, and you have a master on. You see N on the gear indicator?
Yep. Wait in.
And then ignition on.
This one?
The outer knob, the smaller silver knob. Yep. Listen to the pump slowing down. I think this thing needs gas. For some reason the chain has fallen down. Oh, there we go. I guess it never, no, that's why it fell in, because it's not connected. So it just dangled down and that rad does a hell of it. That stinking hot coolant coming in there, and it's just cool. It's cool coming down there.
It's like room temp bottles, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, we're doing the checking the oil level in the road wheels, and there's one fill plug, and it has to be at the 10 o'clock at the 2 o'clock position. Check the correct level, and because of the random location of the wheels, the plug is all over the place, all around the clock. So we have to keep moving the vehicle backwards and forwards to get the plug on each road wheel to either that 10 o'clock or 2 o'clock position. And then we can remove the plug, check the oil level, top up if necessary, and replace the plug. Right, it's done. Can you get in here? This is the track tensioner. So this idler wheel here, to tension the track, you move the idler wheel back, and this is a hydraulic cylinder that you pump grease into. So when you pump the grease in, it extends the piston, and pushes the idler wheel back to tension the track. A pretty neat way of, I believe, to release the tension. You remove the grease nipple to allow the grease to come out. It's also got a grease nipple here for lubricating this pivot point. I'll just loop this pivot point here. There we go. You see the grease coming out?
So to cap off our workday, Malcolm, can you just tell us a bit about what's being done today and what's for the next time to come? What will happen today?
Sure, Johan. Yeah. First thing we did was this is the water pump belt, which is at the front of the engine right against the bulkhead. It's extremely hard to access. It's got a little bit of cracking on it. It's not bad, but it's starting to show its age. It has a Jaguar part number on it, you can see there, so it's probably quite old. And so I bought a new one, replaced that, so that it will last for my lifetime probably now. And that was easy enough to do with the side covers off, the driver's side cover off. And then we drained the coolant, like Chris said earlier, and we've added about 22 litres of coolant, 50-50 mix, ethylene glycol, to the expansion tank. We had to open a bunch of bleed ports up to get air out of the system. And we ran the engine to warm up, get the thermostat open, get the coolant circulating, and we now have a full coolant system. So we're done with the coolant. And then I think because now we had the engine running again, we could move the striker backwards and forwards and line up the plugs, the level plugs on the various road wheels to confirm we had enough oil in there, the correct amount of oil. And now that's completed, and now Chris is working through the suspension cooling. It's all oil lubricated, the suspension, so you take a brass fill level plug out and you look down inside for oil and top it off as required. So that's what we're doing now, so that won't take long. The next plans, so that's pretty well it, except for some minor stuff on the list there. We have to do some final clean-up stuff before we release it for service. We just discovered something interesting today. One of the other vehicles, the little nipple that attaches the throttle gas pedal linkage to the carburetor broke off. And it turns out that it's a Solex carburetor. It turns out they're very poorly attached to the carburetor lever, throttle lever. And it's loose on this one as well and looking a bit fragile. So we'll solder that or braze that up to make sure it doesn't come off. And that'll be something we'll have to do in the future now when we're looking at these, going over these CVRTs, make sure that throttle linkage nipple is securely attached to the lever.
Right. Well, thanks a lot for your time, guys.